Right, hi everybody, this is Chris 2E0UKH, and I'm just programming up my Anytone 878 to have the International Space Station voice repeater frequencies in. And I've got the radio connected on the wire. I've read from the radio and I've put these channels in. I'm going to show you the details of these channels and how to put the channels in yourself. So you can do it with just one channel, the actual, the published frequency for the input and the output. But you do need to add Doppler compensation so you can receive it. When the space station is coming towards you, it's always clearer on the higher frequency, a bit higher than the actual frequency. When it's overhead, it's clear on the sort of center frequency, and when it's going away from you, it's clearer lower down. So my center frequency is this one here, channel 30. And if you just, if you were just starting afresh, you would, you'd click on a cell. So let's choose channel 40. I'll go to one you can see on the screen a bit higher. So if I wanted to put the center one in on 36, I'd double click on 36. And you give it a channel name, so I'd call it ISS Repeater. So if this is the center one, I wouldn't say +5, +10, I'd just call it ISS. And the receive frequency for the center frequency is 437.8. Transmit frequency 145,990. Always put a couple of noughts in just to take it up to 3 noughts actually, just to take it up to 5 points after the decimal point. Digital, so I want that channel type, I want an analog, transmit power high as possible, or they've got to be careful because the aerial can get hot. Bandwidth, I think it's 25. If you think that's wrong, put it in the comments. And always read the comments, to see how other people have got on. All this other stuff I just leave as default. And the channel, you can't see it, but just out the bottom, I've got to put the tone in. I'm just going to put the tone in. So I'm getting confused because I can't see the bottom because I'm zoomed in. So I'm just going to move it up. So you guys can see it, I'm going to zoom this out again, sorry, so you can see. I'm just trying to make it easier for people to see that are visually impaired. So at the bottom there's all the analog section. So I'm just going to do that again. So it's harder to see like this, but at the bottom you've got all the analog, the tones, input. So decode, that's receiving. Encode, that's when you encode something. So I want to encode with a CTC-SS tone, and the tone on all of these on the you transmit with a tone of 67. And that's it done. You click OK at the bottom and your channel is made. That's the center frequency. 437.8 receive, 145,990 transmit, analog, high power, 25. Okay, and that's done. So to put the other channels in, you can copy this one, so you can just click on it, right click, copy, and then I'm going to paste it into one either side. So I've got 37 there. I'm going to paste it in there, right click on it, right click, paste, and I'll make another one the other side. So they're all identical. I'm not going to do all 5, but you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to click on the one above the center frequency, and I'm going to make that, that's ISS Repeater, and I'm going to call that, it's +5, so I'll just call it 5, and the receive frequency's got to be 805 with a couple of noughts on the end. So you just have to change the name and the receive frequency. All the tones and stuff is all copied across from the previous channel. You can do this in a fairly simple way, just putting 3 channels in. So 437, this is going to be minus, so I'll just call it ISS Repeater -5. So this will be 795. 437 795. So you just change the name and the receive frequency. Everything else is fine. So I've got 3 channels set up. You can do 5 if you want. Keep doing it this way using this information. Because the Doppler effect seems to affect higher frequencies more than lower frequencies. That's what a few people have told me. So we're using the same transmit frequency, but we just tune in the receive frequency a little bit either side. So what I would do when the pass is coming towards you, I would start on the highest frequency you've got in. So in these channels here, I'd start on channel 28, which will be 437,810, and then I'd have them set in as channels, move the channels down until they get clearer. So I've made the channels, and you need to put them in a zone. So on the left, you click on zone. You choose your zone. I've already put them in my zone, but there's my zone called ham, and you would just put them in by selecting them in the available channels, and when you click this to the right button, they will go across. Put some at the bottom. So there's the one there, 36, go across, and 37. And it puts them at the bottom, and if you click OK and write it to the radio, that will work. Program write to radio. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to remove those other 3 channels, but that's how you set it up, and I have had some contacts using this method. It's better with a beam, but I have done it mobile with just an average mobile aerial. I did it when there was a pass, and it was about 37 degrees elevation. When you're using a mobile vertical or any vertical, it seems to be that when it's directly overhead, or what you'd think is a good pass, because of the polarization, it doesn't work very well because the signals are going off in the wrong direction. So going for a pass with a lower elevation seems to be the way to go. Right, 73 2E0 UKH.